I mean, these are things that happen. You can't really refute it, right? So Roy Jones is talking on things that he thinks would transpire. Floyd Mayweather is talking on things that actually did transpire, you know what I'm saying, throughout Roy Jones' career. And I'm gonna be honest, you know, that's why I don't think Roy's the best, because I do think longevity matters. Now, if you want to take a specific time period, a little piece of their career, then you could argue that Roy Jones is the best fighter ever to walk the face of the earth, you know. But that time span in which he was on top and dominant was so short compared to, let's say, somebody like Floyd Mayweather, who had longevity. You know, when people say guys are the greatest or girls are the greatest, I think you do have to take the totality of their career. You don't just take a little piece that you want that fits the narrative that you're trying to kick, or that's advantageous to your argument. You know, you can't forget the fact that Roy Jones got smoked by Tarver or Glenn Johnson or whoever else. You know, that's just part of it. You know, you keep going, then you will continuously get judged for it, you know. So that just happens. I think that's fair. You know, it's like even in musicians, you know, rest in peace Pop Smoke and rest in peace Biggie, and these are great artists, you know, but they only have one album respectively. So, and even Lauryn Hill, you know, she didn't pass away, thank God, you know, but she stopped making music. So it's hard for me, no matter how great Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is, I think that's one of the best albums ever, but it's hard for me to put her above, let's say, a Queen Latifah or even a Nicki Minaj or somebody like that, or, you know, her contemporaries that have 5, 6 albums, you know what I'm saying, to have a larger body of work. It's just, to me, that's almost unfair, you know. So I do think longevity matters, even in basketball. You know, it's like, okay, bet, you know, Brandon Roy, while he was playing, was fantastic, but his career was unfortunately short due to injury, you know. And somebody like LeBron has longevity, you know, a long longevity, and not only longevity with just being there, but also longevity as far as playing at a high level. So I do think you have to factor longevity in. So shout out to my guy Oscar Perez, man. He said, personally, I have Roy as the best prime ever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if we're talking about prime, then yeah, I'm not mad at that. But if we're talking about longevity, I could think of quite a few fighters that I put over Roy. I put Lennox Lewis over Roy. I'd put Floyd over Roy. I'd put Canelo over Roy. I'd put Bud over Roy. There's so many fighters that I would put over Roy because, like I said, prime is cool, but we're talking about, to me, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson are in a similar position as far as their career. Like, their prime is fantastic. Probably nobody could beat them in their prime. But your boxing career is more than just your prime best moments, right? You know what I'm saying? While he might be the prototype for boxing as far as being on top, beating guys like B-Hop, and he was beating guys like James Lights Out Tony, going up to heavyweight, beating John Ruiz, that's fantastic. But, you know, but you could argue that maybe he got a little distracted, dropping mixtapes, y'all must have forgot, dropping albums, signing artists, remember he was in The Matrix, he was in the movies, you know, he was really on top.